I'm Hava Schultz, and today is going to be about 5 things you didn't know about me. No! Okay, let's try this again. Hey YouTube, I'm Hava Schultz, and today is going to be about 5 things you didn't know about me. Now, this includes people who know me well. There are some things that people who know me personally will know, and there are some things that they probably won't. I don't intend for this to be a long video, so let's get started. One thing you don't know about me is that I am completely inept when it comes to TVs. Pretty much all I can do is change the input and hook up an HDMI cord. Because this sounds crazy coming from a 22-year-old, but guess what? I don't use TVs, so why would I know how to work one if I don't use one? I use my computer almost exclusively. I do all the typical stuff on the computer, but I also watch TV on the computer. Come on, I don't need a TV for Netflix. And the only reason I even have a TV in my room is because my sister got a new TV at some point, and so instead of giving it away, I thought, hey, I can hook my HDMI cord up to my computer and see whatever I'm watching a little bit bigger on the screen. Yeah, so I don't really use TVs, so I'm pretty unhelpful when someone asks for my help with one. Oh, and I can also change the volume, change the channel, and use the power button. The next thing that is probably going to shock you, seriously, shock you, is that I can't ride a bike. And people think this is nuts. But when I was 5 or 6, or however old I was when my parents tried to teach me to learn how to ride a bike, I didn't want to. I just didn't want to. And they encouraged me and made me learn how anyway, but the thing is, I didn't really want to ride a bike. So after I learned, I didn't practice. If you don't use it, you lose it. Kind of similar to the TV thing. And in middle school, I think I was in 8th grade, I decided, hey, this is a skill I really need to pick up. So my dad taught me how to ride a bike again, but then I never had a need or strong desire to ride it. So the same thing happened again. The difference was the second time I was asking to learn, the first time I was being told to learn. And the truth is, although people say this is a skill you need, it's not really something I've needed. The only situation I've run into is when maybe my younger cousins ask if I want to go for a bike ride with them, and I'm just kind of like, do you want to do something else? Oh, and the phrase, it's like riding a bike, you always pick it back up. That feels weird to say. The third thing is that I'm actually not a big reader. And a lot of people have always mispegged me as being a huge reader because I have been very academic. So I am good at picking up information, learning, and then being able to put it back to the page when it comes to an essay or a test. But I'm actually not a huge reader in one sense because I actually have a very mild case of dyslexia, and at this point it doesn't really impact my typical life. But in high school, I did do a lot of my books on audio. So like one summer I had to read Wuthering Heights. Actually, I listened to Wuthering Heights. But now it's not really something that's a big deal, but I do like to learn. So if audiobooks count, then yes, I'm a reader. Still not anything fanatic like, you know, some other people that I know, but I do consume things auditorily, whether that's audiobooks, podcasts, even YouTube videos, and once in a while I do pick up a hardcover if it's something I really want to learn about and study maybe more in depth, but just generally speaking, I don't read. Oh, an extra surprising thing, by the way, about my reading is I would say about 90% of what I consume is non-fiction. I'm just not a big fiction reader, you know? I'd rather watch something like a typical young person, or in this case, I like to create. So I just entertain myself in other ways. Reading is not my source of entertainment per se, it's more my source of knowledge and learning and information. So yeah. Okay, enough about things I can't do. Something that a lot of people don't know is that I love jazz and easy listening music. Seriously, I love Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Harry Connick Jr., Louis Armstrong, that whole group of people. I listen to these artists. I have a couple of playlists on Spotify that I put on rotation. They're easy on my mood. I'm pretty mood sensitive when it comes to music, so they just make me feel happy and calm and relaxed, or upbeat because they have that positive feel. So I just love those. I went to a Tony Bennett concert with my dad and that was awesome. Yeah, it's surprising. I do love pop and, you know, maybe select country, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people my age don't appreciate that other genre of music, so I think that's surprising. This last one is gonna be more interesting to people who don't know me personally and have only seen me online, but even people who know me personally might find this perspective interesting. If you've only seen me on social media, you probably don't know how tall I am. I am 5'1", but I'm not just 5'1". I am a proud 5'1". And I'm serious, people will ask, how tall are you? And I say, I'm a proud 5'1", because most people who are this short complain about it. They don't like to be short. They wish they were taller, but you know what? I love my height. It is so great. First of all, I'm always the shortest person in the room, unless they're kids. But even with kids, I am shorter than all of my cousins who are past elementary school. But the thing is, it makes me stand out in one way, and there are a lot of benefits to being short. I mean, first of all, I can fit into kids' clothes, and that's great because sometimes kids' clothes are cheaper. I can get through crowds pretty easily. I get pegged as being cute, and I like to think that fits my personality. You know, so it's good. There are drawbacks when it comes to buying pants. I'm really not into spending an extra $10 or $15 or whatever it costs to get them hemmed, because that just makes my clothes more expensive, and I'd rather throw that $10 or $15 towards another piece in my closet. So it's a little bit annoying when it comes to buying pants because things are often too long, or even with yoga pants. I have some pants that I love, but they just bunch at the bottom because there's extra material. And until I met my boyfriend, there was always the concern of, you know, oh, I don't want to be the short couple. Not that it would have been a problem if, you know, I was with someone short, but my guy is an average height, so that works out fine. But really, I don't know what's so wrong with being short. I think it's great. So I'm comfortable in my skin and I love it. Even if you know how tall I am, it can be surprising to find out that I'm very happy with it. Oh, this is super conversational if you haven't figured it out. This is not scripted at all. And so I'm just thinking of extra things as I go. One thing that is awesome about being short, look, if you're tall, that is so cool and you are so lucky to be tall. But you can't just shrink for an evening. But I can always wear high heels when I want. And because I'm so short, no matter how tall my heels are, I am still always shorter than my date and anybody else around. So I actually tend to wear 4-inch platform heels. I actually have one pair that's a 5-inch platform, but no one even notices because it just brings me up to an average height. So it's great. I hope you enjoyed this video about the 5 things you didn't know about me. Comment below and let me know which one was the most surprising fact, and let me know something surprising about you. Until next time, click here to watch another video and click here to subscribe. Thank you!